This is the British UBACS, the Underbody Armour Combat Shirt, issued to the British military. Get a closer look here. It is in their Desert DPM camouflage pattern. Quarter zip with a collar. This inner moisture wicking material is a mesh pretty similar to what Massive is doing on the Army combat shirt, what 511 does on their rapid response shirt. You can kind of see the grid pattern going on there. Fairly thin, you can almost see through it if you get the light right there. The outer material is a heavier material, definitely not ripstop. The stitching seems fairly decent, not a whole lot of loose threads anywhere on this. Down here on the cuff, most of the new combat shirts are using some sort of Velcro, but they've just retained the standard buttons. Has two button closures here. You can completely undo it and leave it open. Collapse it a little bit on one button or all the way with the second button if you've got really skinny wrists. Has a separate sewn-on area here for an elbow pad. It's accessible from inside the sleeve. There's a little pocket in here and there's a little foam insert. You can kind of see the edge of it right here from the outside. We'll open that up in a minute and take a look at it. If you go to the inside of the elbow patch here. Sleeve inside out. There's a pocket along the side here that has a little flap that overhangs it to keep this piece in. Looks like a long, just kind of randomly cut. Looks like it's narrower on this end. And it was kind of folded over and thrown in that pocket to add a double thickness layer. This piece actually looks a little bit thicker than the piece that was in the shoulder. This piece is probably 3/16 of an inch. And then there's another pocket down here on the bottom where you can have an additional piece of padding, which I think this actually came with it, but I pulled them out. It felt a little uncomfortable to have a lot of thick pads that close to your wrist down there. Would be kind of nice if you were doing a lot of low crawling, I guess, doing some surveillance stuff, but didn't really work out for what I had intended for. On the outside of the sleeve is a large pocket here, expandable. No grommets or anything on the bottom. Huge section of Velcro right here for unit insignia, whatever patches you're going to put on there. Two Velcro strips. Looks like there may be 3/4 of an inch wide or so, maybe about 2 inches long that secure this. Looks like part of the pocket that extends up here actually folds down when the lid closes. Inside here, there's a sewn piece across here that gives you 3 definite little loops. You could tie stuff off to these, probably put chem lights down through them, pens, pencils, whatever you could use there. Pretty big, roomy pocket there. Throw a couple things in there for size. Just looking at a 20 round Magpul P-Mag. Disappears down there in there. You could probably fit a 30 rounder down in there. 4-inch Israeli bandage. Fits down in there with probably 3 inches or so to spare, so you could definitely fit a 6-inch bandage in there. Looking down under the arm, the mesh wicking fabric extends all the way under the armpit, all the way down, about halfway down the arm. Allows a lot of airflow through there and a lot of sweat to get wicked away out there to help try to keep you cool. On most combat shirts I've seen, they do multiple panels on the front, where they'll do a front panel, a separate side panel, and then a rear. On these, they just do 2 panels, a front panel that wraps around and then a rear one, so they only have one seam to run down the side, which is again sewn flat, so if there's any pressure on there, Armour cummerbund running around, it doesn't press that seam into you and chafe on you there. In the upper part here, there's that same neoprene padding built into the shoulders, so it gives you a little bit of cushion if you're running a backpack. Armour straps over the top of here, and there's pouches inside where those are removable. Foam is really sticky, hard to get out of here. There you go, that is one of the shoulder pads. Kind of a thin, maybe 1/8 inch or so, kind of a neoprene type material. Zipper's pretty easy to operate, has a flap behind it that protects the user from getting caught up in the zipper there. Really fine zipper. No telling kind of how that's gonna hold up, if they're having issues with the zippers pulling apart or not. I haven't heard anything about that. The collar is really soft and flexible. Looks like it's really easy to just flop over out of the way if you didn't need it. It's this kind of coyote brown color on the interior. On the other side, same size arm pocket here, same size Velcro strip on there. Open this up. Got the same internal little slots down in there, same Velcro. Looking at the back of the shirt, that mesh comes all the way up to the center section of the back there. Allows a lot of breathability. On the bottom hem of the shirt, just sewn under, nothing special, no elastic or anything. This one is a size extra large, and really big on me, really loose. A large would probably fit a lot better. Compared to other combat shirts, it seems to run a little bit bigger than normal sizes. And that is the British underbody armor combat shirt.